Yeah.
It is Monday, October 30th. It's the Rundown. Big Cat is back. Today's episode is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club, it's the only club that you can become a member of that you know is going to treat you right forever. It's like I'm in the Nets club. They just shit on me and ruin my life. Dollar Shave Club, they're always going to be there for you with affordable men's care product, sharp razor blades that make you look good and feel good. They are doing the shit shower shave special right now, the three most important things in the world. For $5, you get the razor, you get the shave butter, you get some body wash, and you get the Charlie's One Wipe butt wipes.
Is that what they actually call the promo?
Keep that ass clean. Yeah, 3 S's, baby.
Ooh, I like
Starter
that.
set.
You strike me as a guy that shits after he takes a shower.
It's the worst.
Nope.
No, listen. I'm all for busting Jared's balls. There's nobody on the planet who does that on purpose.
You definitely do shit at the same time every day.
Every day.
Scheduled shitter?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What time?
I mean, it's like never here. Like it's got to be like when I get home from work.
You have a phobia of doing it here? It just doesn't fall in your schedule?
I literally, I'm not a road shitter. Home field advantage every time.
That's because
also,
you eat the same food every day.
Yeah.
Chipotle runs through you at the exact same time all the time. Jared also was on record saying that when he gets married, his wife is not allowed to shit in the same house as him.
As
long as he's not there.
Right.
If she shits in the house while Jared is in the house with him,
divorce papers
are out.
Yeah.
Which, technically I don't hate it. It's not a bad idea.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like in a perfect world,
Just don't let me know.
I wish I had everything.
Don't let me know. We'll have 2 bathrooms.
Well, I mean, listen, she's not going to be
I would
going in there
hope
like
that you'll
grunting
get to a
away.
point in life where you'll have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but is she allowed to use that second bathroom?
She would have her own bathroom. Yeah.
In the house at the same time, though. That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Different floors though.
Get it.
Well, yeah, it'd be kind of crazy to have
Maybe
two
like get
bathrooms.
like a vacuum sealed bathroom, like one of those like tunnel.
One of those like
tunnels.
soundproof.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
where
you
they
should
like
just
test the cars.
Be single and like watch baseball for the rest of your life like a loser.
I mean, I feel very much like a winner, Kevin.
Trust me, you would be. Let's get it. Oh, so dollarshaveclub.com/barstool. You will get what? Oh, you get the special for $5. It's like a value of like $25. $5. dollarshaveclub.com/barstool. We begin with the World Series. One of the most ridiculous games in sports ever. I fell asleep at 9:15-ish. They were up 3-0. Woke up, took a look at my phone. I was like, oh my God, I missed the greatest game of all time. Then realized Gamecast still said it was the top of the 10th. I was like, this game is still not fucking over. I was able to jump back in. Crooked numbers everywhere. One of the most wild games you'll ever see. Kershaw stinks.
Does he though?
He does.
He
does.
definitely stunk in Game 5.
Jared Carrabis stat.
He stunk in Game 5, but he does not stink every time.
His stinkiness.
Are you just playing the role of David? Do you actually believe what you're saying?
I tell it like it is.
Okay.
Listen, would I ever just?
I don't know.
I want to play the role of Dave.
I
I've
think
made
the
my
better-
whole life being against Dave. The stinkiness
Like there are
of his
people that are like,
bad
oh, I can't wait
outings-
for the rundown because like Dave and Jared are like gonna debate this. It's like, are you just playing the
Wait.
role of Dave? Because I'm not sure that you
I have a
actually
different
believe
debate.
this.
I have a different debate.
I believe it. The stinkiness of his bad outings is worse than the high quality of his good starts.
I don't know if that's true
It
though.
is.
I have a
Game
different
one.
debate.
Hold on. Game 1 of the World Series. 7 innings.
Pitched well.
3 hits.
Great. He pitched
1
great.
run.
Right now.
11
He pitched
strikeouts.
great.
No one else in World Series history did that. So that's a great start, and then this one was a shitty start.
A shitty start.
Why does the shitty start weigh more?
Pivotal Game 5 where
Game
you
one
were,
of the
where you were
World
given
Series.
a
At home,
3-run lead.
Dodgers haven't been to the World
If
Series
anything-
in
Because the
29
great
If
years.
anything, I
start,
would
I'll
say-
tell you the answer. I'll give you the answer. Because the great start is a lot closer to what Kershaw is in the regular season than the shitty start is. So the great start is what we expect out of Kershaw.
Yeah.
And maybe it's unfair expectations. Here's the
He
debate
gets
that I have
penalized
now.
for how good he is in the
'Cause
regular season.
I think there is no debate whether he's not a great postseason pitcher. That's a fact.
Correct.
He's not a great postseason. Do you feel bad for him at all? Because I actually felt a little bad for him last night because Kershaw's at that point where he's like that Peyton Manning, A-Rod, where it's like the guy has had an unbelievable career and not
He
being
could
able
retire
to
today and be a
get
Hall of
over
Famer.
that.
Of
Right,
course.
exactly. But not being able to get that that one moment where it's like, man, Kershaw just put his team on the back. Like, if he had put the Dodgers on his back last night and went complete game,
That would have been
shutout,
A-Rod
it
2009,
would've
where it's like,
been-
that's it.
Yeah,
But that's what he
Kershaw
did in
is
game
one
one.
of the greatest of all time.
He needs to do it more than once.
I agree
He needs
with
to have
you.
multiple
So,
starts in a
That's the
series.
whole reason why you have a Kershaw, because you're like, oh wow, Kershaw.
He's
you
going
have to face Kershaw.
He's going to
twice
pitch
in one
1-4-7
series,
or
right.
whatever. Yeah.
Can I just clarify that I never said he was good in the postseason? I just countered
Consistent.
Dave saying that he's a bum. He's not a bum. A bum is like David Price has
Right.
never gotten it done as a starter.
The
He's 0-8
difference
as a
is-
starter. That's a bum.
He's so good in the regular season. The
Right.
discrepancy between
But-
his regular season and postseason it kind of unfairly penalizes
Correct.
him. And I do feel bad for him because you reach a point where money's out the window. Everybody has money. You go in every year and you perform regular season. You got that on lockdown. The one thing this guy needs to really feel validated, even though he doesn't need to be validated, is monster postseason.
I think he does need to be validated, and I mean
through the postseason though. He can't do anything more than regular
Here's the
season.
problem, Jared. Yeah. He's the best pitcher in baseball, correct?
Yep.
Okay, but if you had to pick with all the pitchers in baseball, where would Clayton Kershaw starting a must-win Game 7 of the World Series rank?
He wouldn't even be in my top 3.
Right.
But, and we talked about this on radio, my counter to that was, this past generation, Curt Schilling was that guy. Would you ever say that Curt Schilling was the best pitcher of that generation?
Yeah,
no.
Madison Bumgarner's has not had that great of numbers in the regular season.
No, he's been good. He's just he's been like a top 5 starter at times.
Do you think that Kershaw
he's a god in the postseason?
Right.
Do you think he actually wilts under the pressure? Do you think it's just kind of
It's
small
just hit or
sample
miss.
sizes type of shit?
It is a lot of it is small sample sizes, but
Like you think he just goes out there as confident as ever, and it's just didn't work out for me. The same way that maybe in May he would throw a dud, it just seems to keep happening in October.
yeah, because
I think it's very unexplainable because I don't think he's nervous.
No, I don't think he's nervous.
I think it might have been earlier in his career. He might have been a little nervous because now you're also dealing with I'm not an advanced stats guy, but I assume his peripherals have regressed slightly because he's getting older, right?
He's still in his 20s.
I thought he was in his 30s.
Not
No,
much.
I mean,
if there's any regression, it's
he's
small.
probably
It's getting
going to
stronger.
finish in the top 3 for the NL Cy Young Award this year. And
Yeah,
he
no,
missed
he's
a month.
unreal. He's the best
And
pitcher in baseball.
he missed 8 weeks, right?
He's the best pitcher in baseball. There's no question about it. It's just the best pitcher in baseball. When you say I need one guy to start a Game 7 of the World Series, the best pitcher in baseball should at least be in your top 3.
Name one guy that was the best pitcher in baseball and then also carried that into the postseason. It was just like that guy. It's always just there are great regular season pitchers and there are great postseason pitchers, and very rarely is that guy the same guy.
Pedro,
his best.
Yeah. Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson
That one
sucked
year of
in the
Cliff Lee.
postseason
That
for
one year
a
of
while.
Cliff Lee.
He wasn't the best pitcher in baseball.
That one year he won the Cy Young.
Yeah, I'm talking about sustained.
Career-wise.
No, I know, but I'm just saying,
Curt
that was a
Schilling,
year.
Randy Johnson, for 8 years had the shittiest.
The bugaboo, yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was
then it was the
shitty in the
Diamondbacks time,
postseason,
then
and then when he
just
got
gets harder,
to
yeah.
Arizona, he was
Also,
great.
the balls are juiced.
Balls are juiced.
That was a home run derby last night. That
was crazy.
We were talking about it before. Yasiel Puig's home run, that should
flicked
not
his wrist.
go out.
No.
It was one hand, and that was insane.
The Todd Frazier one was definitely worse.
Yeah, the Yankee with the short porch and
Yes.
the juice ball. Todd Frazier hit a bloop single and it went out of the
and
fucking
Craig
park.
hit one last night too, right?
It should have been
That was
a
just
pop
all-
up to the
Yeah, the
third
corner. It
base.
was in a silo, and it just actually left the yard.
Yeah.
The Yasiel Puig home run gave us what is, I really think, genuinely one of the best internet clips ever. This dude yanking the ball out of his sister-in-law's hand, pure fucking rage, acting like a goddamn lunatic, throwing that ball back. They went on Good Morning America, and they
did?
Yeah. So I love the
Fuck
dude who
the
threw it
internet,
back.
man.
They,
That's so
they, they
ridiculous.
said to the guy,
John
the-
Lester must have been pissed.
Dude, that's so
He hates when
ridiculous.
people go
That's
viral
so
and get
quick how
famous for it.
fast it happens now.
He
it
said-
used to be a week later, we'd be like, oh, this is the ball
instantly.
guy.
They said to him, "Are you aware that you're being treated as a villain on the internet?" His only response was, "Fuck the Dodgers."
Yeah.
That was his official statement. The girl says she knew that was going to happen, and she was mad that she didn't get to throw the ball back. I was
That's
like,
a
"You
lie.
are lying about everything."
That is a lie.
The biggest loser here is the guy in the middle, who I assume it's his brother.
It's
or
his
whatever.
brother and her husband.
Yeah. He was celebrating like the Astros had just won the World Series.
That is, you don't want to be a madman and throw it back with rage in your eyes, fine. But those people were celebrating a home run by the opposition in the World Series.
I mean, the funniest part of the video wasn't the act of throwing it back or stealing it from his brother's wife. It was the look on his face. He was absolutely enraged.
Raged, dude.
Yeah.
He was seeing rabid. He's seeing red.
Yeah, shout out to Houston, by the way, because that crowd, I think we've all probably been at games like this. It is hard to sustain that level of cheering for that long.
It's
5 hours and
you get
17 minutes.
gassed
And forget about the
after a
time,
while.
the back and forth, where it's
Right.
I'm not even going to cheer for this home run because they're probably going to come back and tie the game anyway.
They showed one guy in the
With his
eighth
head down?
inning. He had tears in his eyes, and I was like,
I just
"Why are
wanna
you
go
crying?"
home.
Yeah.
I just wanna go home.
He was just crying, just out of a reflex. He's like, "This baseball game just won't end."
I tell you, when I woke up at 1:15 and I just saw that people had been out there on Twitter the whole game, I was like, I can't even imagine
I mean,
what people have been through.
we like started and finished an entire NFL game in between. It was great.
Yeah, but like, are people really using that as an example to be like, oh, like they got to shorten the games? It's like, I would rather watch a 5-hour game like that that's jam-packed with action than like a quick 3-hour game where nothing happens.
They should just juice the balls even more and be like first to 20. There's not even innings.
Get the bats, the big fucking red bats that you used to use instead of wiffle ball bats. I have a question though. Would you rather that game last night or a 1-0 pitcher duel? Because I would still prefer a pitcher duel.
I would prefer that game last night.
See, I know it sounds like kind of old manny.
There were 8 lead changes in that game.
Yeah, but that's why what was game whatever was 2. The perfect game.
But
it was a pitcher's duel for 7 innings,
right,
and then turned into a slugfest. Yeah. You got into extras. It was the perfect baseball game. You got everything there.
That was game 2.
Wait, yeah, game 2, yeah. But I don't know. Something about a pitcher's duel when you're just like, last night got so ridiculous that no leads felt safe.
Right.
So it wasn't like, oh man, this is a huge home run, but next time
doesn't matter.
It's gonna fucking die.
Like you can't have a game like Game 5 all the time. It's because it never happens like that, which is why it's so exciting.
What would you prefer?
I would prefer a game like, if I were to sit down and watch one game, it would be Game 5.
I'd still prefer
a pitcher's duel. Is just like,
I just love like when you get a pitcher's duel, you get a guy on first. He's like, is he gonna steal? Like any guy on second feels like
a 1-0 ball game is just 9 innings of blue balls. It's like, are they gonna score? Oh, they didn't. Are they gonna score? Oh, they didn't. Like there has to be a payoff.
But you know when you get that, when you get like a playoff game and like literally anytime someone gets on second base, you're like, this is the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because if they score, if there's a single here, this game is
over.
over.
Yeah, a 1-0 lead is instant.
Last night just became a home run derby, like who has last stops.
Yeah, I definitely, you need them both because like the rarity of both of them is what makes them both exciting. If they were both common, then it'd just be like, oh, here we go, like another one of that.
But the last bit from baseball, going back to Game 3, Gurriel with the Asian slur. Suspended for the first 5 games of next year, which is a big cop-out, but I think the right move. I don't think you can suspend a guy for a World Series game for just an offensive gesture in the dugout. If it was something that affected play or affected the outcome of the game, Coley brought up Draymond Green being suspended for the finals. Like he was on the court, he kicked a dude in the nuts, and it was like strike 10.
Yeah,
That's different than like you were acting like a fucking asshole in the dugout. It's cheap, and I can understand. There was a shot of the kid sitting front row doing it, and it was like, wow, it was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can suspend a guy who's having an impact on the World Series.
Manfred's explanation was perfect because he was like, I don't want to punish the other 24 guys that battled all year to get to this point just because this guy's an asshole. But you can't set the precedent that like you can just do this and it's fine. So you can't not suspend him. So he suspends him for 5 games next year, which I thought was worse for Gurriel because now. Like, instead of having it be a 1-game suspension during the World Series, now we're still going to be talking about this in April. So it's like the embarrassment factor more than like the missing games factor or the fine factor. It's like, now you know that this is going to be hanging over your head in April still.
Yeah, you'll still be fielding questions, whether you're embarrassed or not, truly, but it's annoying. You have to deal with the media through the next season.
And you might be raising a banner, and it's like, oh, you're going to be out there getting your ring? Oh, no, you're not because you got suspended for doing that shit in the World Series.
The way it sounded like they also, like, A.J. Hinch called Dave Roberts, and everyone was on the same page. Like, that was an unfortunate thing, should have done it, but let's just keep it about the players here. Let's not
and then the way that Yu Darvish handled it, too, being like, everyone makes mistakes. If Yu Darvish was like, that's completely unacceptable, blah, blah, I think they probably would have suspended him in the World Series. So like his reaction to it definitely weighed into the decision on whether or not to wait until next year.
His hair pisses me off, by the way.
He looks like a fucking pineapple.
I mean, he
looks like one of those trolls. Remember the little troll dolls?
Treasure trolls.
Yeah.
But he's swinging the bat. Like, if you're going to look like an asshole, you better be playing well.
I don't know. It just bothers me.
It definitely bothers me. It's something that like I would love to root for. Like I'd be like, that guy's a fucking dumbass haircut. And
you're right.
Crushing you.
Then he comes back
when you're rooting against him.
If he was on your team and you were like 13 years old,
I would have the haircut.
Yeah, you're right.
The other big, we'll keep it short with the rundown really because the other topics are kind of so-so. But the other big bombshell story is Kevin Spacey clearly trying to deflect for being allegedly a creepy like pedophile by coming out as gay. It's working, which is so annoying. Like everybody, the story, the tweets, the headlines are all like, Kevin Spacey comes out as gay. Also, there's this story. So is Anthony Rapp, the actor, said that when he was 14 years old, Kevin Spacey was at a party with him. He got drunk. He picked him up and laid him down on a bed and laid on top of him. All allegedly, but Kevin Spacey releases this ridiculous statement / apology, basically saying, I don't remember that incident. Sounds like something I would have done, though, so I guess I'm sorry. Also,
I'm sorry.
This has now like inspired me and encouraged me to talk about my life. Everybody knows, like some people know that I've been with men and women before in the past. Like, dude, those two things have nothing to do with each other. Nothing. It's like, hey, remember that time I was a total fucking creep scumbag? But it's also because I'm gay. No, that doesn't make any sense, dude. Also, the whole world already knew you were gay.
It's shitty because he basically like is now making a storyline where like pedophilia and like being gay, like
I would be furious if I was gay.
But Kevin Spacey, I feel like that was the worst kept secret in Hollywood.
Worst.
Right?
Even
so
him being
he's just
creepy
basically been sitting there the whole time like, I gotta get out of jail free card if I just come out.
That's what I said. He's waited and waited and waited to play this card, and he played it perfectly. He Frank Underwooded this shit. There's a scandal that hit. It's like, no, look over here.
Yeah, look over
and
here.
every headline of I'm sure a lot of people are like actual journalists are writing about it, but the gossip sites and all the shit where 99% of the people get their info from, it's just about him coming out.
Is him coming out like actually working as a like?
As a deterrent?
Everyone look at this story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did you not listen to anything Kevin said?
I know,
like
but I'm saying, like,
5
is it
minutes?
actually working in like the court of public perception?
Yeah, like I think for the majority of people, again, people with like brains or someone writing for like a really quality place is going to be like, wait a minute. But the celebrity gossip people of the world are like, oh, Kevin Spacey's gay.
Right. It's a calculated like Kevin Spacey coming out as gay versus like an alleged story 30 years ago. People
What are you going to talk
obviously
about?
going to
Even
do-
when I woke up in the middle of the night, I said, what's happened? They were like, this has happened in the baseball game. Also, Kevin Spacey's
Kevin
gay.
Spacey-
The amount of tweets I got that said Kevin Spacey's gay, not Kevin Spacey like may have assaulted a young boy.
Right.
Nobody was saying that.
Kevin Spacey was definitely hoping that game went like 6 innings. Like, keep this
going.
going. Keep it going. By the way, if you're a creep in Hollywood, what do you even do right now?
Shaking in your boots, man.
Like, it's not a matter of if, it just went.
It's in right now.
Like everyone,
so out in the streets.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
They say it's in that. I mean, it's a good thing that the creeps are getting exposed for being creeps.
Right.
But man, if you're just like, there's got to be some.
Everybody's
high
probably got
level,
dirt in Hollywood,
There's got to be
though.
some high-level Hollywood actors who are just in there like, should I just go to Europe now?
Well, remember there was
or-
like a year ago there was like that story about like I think it was like Corey Feldman was talking about it. And it was like there's a high-level guy who's like engaged in a lot of this, and a lot of people were like, smart money's on Kevin Spacey.
Right.
Like could very well be more to come with him and a lot of other people in the fucked up world
You
of
gotta
Hollywood.
like people that have a shitload of money and they're famous and they probably grew up in the spotlight. They're all fucking weirdos, and they probably all think that they're invincible because they have money. Everyone probably has dirt. Like everyone is probably like, fuck. Like when is my story coming
That's
out?
why it doesn't come out because it's like, well, I'm not gonna call out Kevin Spacey because you see what I did at the party a couple years ago.
Right. Yeah.
So hopefully, and like again, Kevin Spacey being like, I'm so encouraged by this story. Like, the point of the story is to expose you for being a fucking creep, man. Not for you to like use this as inspiration to talk about your like bisexuality.
Also, does Kevin Spacey have anything to do with the writing of House of Cards? Because like that's his story.
It was so forced. It was like, oh, and by the way, I also fuck dudes. It was like, why is this
like
even
I just
in the
want to make
show?
out my 8 Secret Service agent.
Right. Like if
And,
that
like,
wasn't
there's
some
there's
subconscious
kid
like,
from
hey,
elementary
writers,
school.
how about we put some of that in there?
Right. I'm very yeah.
Very,
It
very
is
strange.
his storyline.
Right. Do football real quick. The Jets are, this stat just kicks me right in the dick. They have an equal chance, the exact same chance, to get the #1 pick as they do to make the playoffs. They are right in the middle. The percentage is 0.1% for either of them. Mathematically, statistically, the last place you want to be as a franchise.
You're in like sports fan purgatory.
I'm
forever,
sure the Bears have the
forever.
same stat.
But I still have these Jets
You have
fans.
3 wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
And these Jets fans are still like, why
Do you
don't
get
you?
excited
Why
to
don't you?
watch the
root-
games?
No, it's terrible.
You need the
still watch them,
quarterback.
though, right?
Like,
I do watch them, but I certainly don't like. It's like whatever.
That must be the
You know what
worst.
I mean? The Pats game got me juiced up, and the Pats play, I was fired up. That's the only time all year I've been like freaking out or emotional. Like when something bad happens, I'm like, whatever. When something good happens, I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter because they're gonna fuck this up. Every game they open up with a first drive touchdown, and they have a lead in the fourth quarter, and then they lose anyway. So it's like, why do I even get my hopes up for anything? Zach Miller almost literally lost his leg. Doctors were talking about amputating. They were like, forget about when you're going to play again. We're talking about just trying to save your leg.
Fucked up.
So hopefully, and just the insult to injury, not giving him a touchdown.
You just ask, if you
insane.
get it fired up. I had to like take a breather. I was sitting on my couch by myself, furious about that play call.
Crazy.
Like red in the face, motherfucking the TV. And then I like kind of looked around. I was like, all right, wait, the Bears stink, and I'm this mad about a TV.
What was the rationale? Like,
I have no idea.
I mean,
they're going to apologize in like 3 days, and I just want to say right now, NFL apology not accepted.
They did it for the
Fuck
Jets,
that.
and the Jets there was some like debate. He lost control of the ball. Did he regain it?
He did lose control of the ball, but it never hit the ground. He rolled over, and the fact that the fucking dude caught the ball when his leg almost came off. Have you seen that one picture?
Where it's
There's
like
one picture
L?
that it's.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. I mean, that's like one of those dudes too, where it's like he, 6th-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Always injured, just fighting. Had a little success, and then this like might not walk again.
Right.
Just, football's a fucked up sport. Love it though.
That's really it for the rundown. Anything for the after show? We're rocking our new Barstool gear. We got the Heartland version. We got the regular Barstool crew version. Soft as pop
Yeah,
on
they
the
are
inside.
Nice. You guys don't watch college football neither, do you?
No, yeah, do a little college football for the peeps.
I mean, I don't know. It was a good game. Penn State, Ohio State. It's a pretty good game.
Oh, shout out to Eli Apple just shitting all over Dave on Twitter. Shut your dumb ass up. Dave said like Ohio State have some pride because they stormed the field, which was ridiculous.
Eli Apple might be friends with a sworn enemy of the state, is what it's really about.
Ooh. Are we not name dropping here?
We can. Just the lady who did not like our contract.
Oh.
Ohio State. So
Oh.
I think that was part of it.
I see.
Connecting a couple dots.
Gotcha.
I got it.
But yeah. Wait. So who do you have? Back to the NFL real quick. I can't live in a world where the Eagles are like this unbelievable team.
I mean, I am eternally afraid of the Patriots, and I feel like any problems they've had, they're going to work out and be fine. So that's who I fear the most. But other than that, 7-1.
Well, I don't mean that in I don't mean that in like a mean way. I mean that in a like, what do Eagles fans do if the Eagles somehow win the Super Bowl?
Well,
like,
they're all riding high like they're not from Philly. I'm like, yo, you got to be waiting for the other shoe to drop here. You can't be like if a New England fan was like, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl. The Eagles are still the Eagles. They look great, but I would just be sitting at home alone in the corner, like dead silent until we actually get there.
Also, does not help that Fran is a big Eagles fan, because I said that. I said to her face, I was like, it's fucked up because you're not a scumbag.
I told her
I told her
right to her face today. I said, "Fuck you, Fran."
And I say that in a very like, I'm a scumbag as well, and I say it in a warm way.
You're
like,
not a scumbag sports fan though.
No, okay, you're right. I'm a scumbag life guy, like my pile and all that shit. But like Philly fans, like I love Philly. Did you see that clip? Put in the clip of the guy. Did you guys see this? The fucking, like, it's going re-viral from like 10 years ago. This drunk Eagles fan being like, "This is our year, Jeff Garcia, #1."
This is our year. Every other year we've came close, but this year is our year. Jeff Garcia, baby, is our baby. He's it, baby. We are going.
And like that's every Eagles fan in my brain, like a hot tub in the back of their fucking, in a dumpster.
Pickup truck.
Yeah, right. Like, that's why you love Philly. That's why Philly is like, when Philly's in a big game, you're like, I want to watch this game because I know how much it means to these people. But then Fran walks in with a smile on her face.
I need Fran to like start dipping and like punch someone in the face.
Yeah.
And be like a scumbag, so I can be like, yeah,
start
that's
like
what it's about.
trashy accent or something.
Yeah. If she was just like smoking
Water
Marlboro
ice.
Reds, being like, yeah, the fucking Eagles, start doing the accent, start
See?
saying Wooder and stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, now I can hate your guts.
Right.
Exactly.
But no, I told her right to her face. I saw that Jets stat, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you, Fran. And that's why you need these contracts to say, you got to be able to take jokes at these companies.
Yeah,
that's really what it's about.
I was like, I wish you were more of a scumbag because I can't take the fact that you're an Eagles fan. It like doesn't compute in my brain. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
All right, anything for after show?
Good job, Jared.
Thanks. That was good.
Did a good job. Your stock is rising, huh? You're like the.
I like doing radio.
Do you?
Yeah. With Kevin.
You know what? You know why? You know why your stock is rising? Because you are like the king of pointless debates.
I love pointless debates.
You love getting
take
debates.
offense to that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're the king and queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are
Fine
Kevin's. Yeah. So
protege.
I mean, you somehow every time I walk by you, it's like I just stand there for 10 minutes and we're debating something for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
God damn it, Jared, shut up.
There was one time that we were debating something, and then like I came to the conclusion. I was like, wait, we actually agree.
Yeah, right. But we've just been talking in circles and semantics.
Yeah.
You're a semantics guy.
Love semantics.
Love semantics.
Big time semantics, big time stats, big time made up calendar stats.
Yes. Clayton
Since
Kershaw's a
July
bum.
4th.
Clayton Kershaw's a bum. No, actually, on all his Thursday starts,
Right.
he's, you know,
That's a Carrabis style.
Arbitrary dates are big. That's a big thing in my repertoire.
yeah. You just is
perfect
there
it.
anything? I
You
guess
can-
no, I guess arbitrary.
You
means
can
that
make
there's
an
not-
argument and debate against something with like the dumbest shit, and you can still sound like you know
You
what
can
you're
always
talking
win.
about. Yeah.
You can always win an argument.
You can never win an argument with no. You can never win an argument. You just tire the person down. Like Carrabis,
winning.
I
That's
don't know
winning,
if that's
baby.
winning. You
That's
never
winning.
get your point across. You just like I'm just like all right. I'm just slowly walk away.
Well, that's a win in my book.
Okay, I guess that's a win. Fuck you guys. Let's debate that.
Can you win a pointless argument? Let's go.
Let's get super meta here.